Hey water signs, it's Suzanne with Sunny Forest Tarot here to do kind of an in-depth reading about deep emotions. You know, where are you at? Maybe where's your person at? You know, however the reading relates to you, okay? We're kind of in a period of, with the new moon in Pisces, also with this Neptunian energy, you might be feeling very romantic. Your person might be feeling romantic. You might be revisiting old feelings for somebody or new feelings. All right, so we're just going to see, you know, what comes up, what the story is for you. Some of the reading might be completely your story. Some of it may not, okay? And that definitely shows up when I do the, you know, the water energy, the earth energy, the air energy, and the fire energy. So, you know, take what resonates, what doesn't, you know, just leave it. All right, so I'm using my decks today. This is the messages of Chakra wisdom right here. This is my words of light and clarity. And then finally, we have my messages of clarity from your soul connection. So this is for water signs. This is for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. All right, let's see what we got. Barney might come in, he might not today because he has a stomach ache and he's up lying on his heating pad, and I'm very suspicious of my other dog Boogie, who he is a little sneaker. I feel like he might have eaten Barney's dinner last night, and that's why he's got the gurgles. Whenever Barney gets the gurgles in his tummy, he wants to be cuddled and snuggled and pet, and usually he won't leave me alone, but I gave him a piece of cheese to kind of curtail that, and now he's just up on his heating pad in his little chair, kind of recuperating. I'm hoping that he'll just eat his breakfast and he'll feel better, but you might hear the door open and he might come in, so we'll see. But anyway, so let's see what we have for you, all right? So what do we have up here? Let's start, and we're going to move down. All right, so this is interesting. So you can see this light blue. This is the throat chakra. So this is about communication. So somebody might be saying why they were so confused and in the dark about something. So, you know, there might have been some confusion between you and your person, that you might have some confusion yourself. You might be getting ready to say something or share something yourself. I want to see what we have here. Okay, so we have preoccupied, distracted, intense, forgetful. So, you know, I feel like this is how maybe your person is presenting to you, or you're assuming in your person, okay? So you might feel like your person in some way is preoccupied. You might appear preoccupied, okay? You might appear distracted or intense about something, or you might be seen as forgetful. But you also might be assuming that somebody else is preoccupied. Well, what could they be preoccupied with is, you know, it feels like they want to talk about why they might have been confused about a situation with you. You might want to talk about a situation with somebody that you were confused about. But the point of this reading is that there are deep feelings that are pulling this energy out of you right now. There might be romantic feelings that are pulling this energy, or maybe forcing you to face something that maybe you buried, maybe you didn't want to look at, and that could be true for your person as well. We're going to clarify, okay, after we turn everything over. What else do we have here? It says, I see you are doing well. Okay, so again, this could be you seeing somebody doing well, all right, in their life. And, you know, you might think, well, they're not thinking about me. They're not focused on me in any way because, you know, they're seeing a lot of success, or they're starting something new. They're preoccupied, you know, they're forgetting about me. You know, this could very likely be what you're seeing in the physical world. But I feel like a lot of what you're seeing, when we look deeper, when we look underneath, you know, it's really about somebody spending some time. And again, it can be you, it can be them. You can share this energy. You know, somebody really looking at talking about why they were confused, communicating about why they were confused and feeling in the dark, okay? You know, what could they be in the dark about? You know, if you feel like you were upfront and you were clear and you gave somebody clarity, okay, you might be surprised. You might be surprised that, you know, they really didn't get it, or they really didn't take it in the way you intended. But we'll take a look at that, because I feel like this right here, you know, is speaking to what's going on in the physical world, or what you're seeing going on in the physical world. But I don't feel like it's truly reflecting, you know, what might be going on underneath. All right, so let's see what we have here. All right, so here we have the purple, which is the crown chakra. And, you know, this is saying, I know I act first sometimes and think later. So I feel like either you or your person are thinking about a specific instance or a specific interaction between the two of you that you might be regretting, or you might be feeling like it might have caused you to be in the dark, or it might have caused your person to be in the dark, or you might feel like you didn't communicate something clearly, and you may not have, okay? You might be rethinking something, and, you know, did I really convey that the way that I meant it? Was I completely authentic? Was I playing a game with this person in a way? Or, you know, was I being very truthful and maybe they just misinterpreted what I said? But I feel like, you know, they could be feeling the same way. This could be, you know, a complete miscommunication. So let's see what we have here. Talkative, loud, obnoxious, and verbose. All right, so we've got purple energy here. Preoccupied and yet talkative. So with I act first and, you know, I act first sometimes and think later, I feel like it's around something's either you said that you might be regretting, or you might be feeling like your person didn't understand you, or didn't take it the way you meant it. You know, this might be something that haunts you a little bit. This might be something that keeps you up at night, or it keeps your person up at night, because very easily this can be your person saying the same thing to you, okay? If this doesn't feel like a situation for you, then, you know, it's probably for the person that you're connected to. I feel like somebody was very overzealous perhaps in how they communicated something, and basically maybe how they said something interrupted or confused what was being said. So what do we have here? I'm reminded of you sometimes when I least expect it. So the two of you may not be physically together right now, or if you are, maybe you're not seeing each other all that often, or you might be on some type of break or some type of, just quiet period between the two of you. I'm reminded of you sometimes when I least expect it. And I feel like when they're reminded of you, that brings up this energy that they want some clarity. They want to talk about what they feel in the dark about, what they feel confused about. Okay? They, again, might see you as very preoccupied and distracted and possibly not focusing on them at all. And you know what? That might be the case. That might be a good thing for you, that they see you like that, and that you might really be like that. Okay, you might really be focused on other things. You might be focused on yourself. This person sees that you are doing well, however they're seeing it, maybe social media, maybe in the physical world, maybe they hear it through other people. Okay. But there's something that I feel like regularly reminds this person that, you're still around them. Your energy is still around them. There might be something around unfinished business here. So what do we have here? All right. So this is the throat chakra again. So this person, wants to talk about what they see as a plan right now. This person, whoever they are, feels very practical. You might be dealing with an earth sign, all right, or an air sign, because I feel like they're spending a lot of time thinking about this. They might have resisted connecting deeply emotionally for some reason, and now that emotion is starting to bubble up. Maybe some regret is starting to bubble up. But it feels like they want to talk about what they see as a plan right now. So there's definitely the energy here of communication. What else do we have here? Optimist, positive outlook, dreamer, lighthearted. So, this feels a little bit like that romantic energy here. Even if they didn't have a positive outlook in the past, or again, if this is you, even if you didn't have a positive outlook in the past, it feels like things are lightening up for you. This last year, 2020, could have brought a lot of people down, and rightfully so, and kind of killed optimism in relationship, killed optimism in life in general, and I feel like that optimism is coming back for a lot of people, which is good. So I feel like somebody has a very positive outlook. Again, I feel like whoever this is, very practical, and for that matter, even though you guys are water signs, you might have a lot of earth energy in your chart. You might be very focused on work, or they might be very focused on work or themselves. But we'll get some clarity here. And then we have, meeting you was not in vain. You might have thought, along the way in your relationship or connection with this person that, it's like, why did I even meet this person? Why was this person placed in my life? Why have I put so much energy into this connection, only to be, maybe disappointed? But it feels like your person or you, if you're still thinking about this person, it's probably saying that, you meeting them wasn't in vain. So there was a reason that this person crossed your path. There was a reason why this person came into your life. And this feels, both of these, communication and, this intuitive energy, this knowing energy, knowing that this person might act sometimes and think later, that energy can stir up regret. Again, that can be your energy, that can be your person's energy. So let's take a deeper look at what we've got here. So I want to explore the communication. Let's explore what they may want to talk about with you first, okay? What they might have a plan about first. All right, so why I was confused and in the dark. Ace of Swords. So this person might have been seeking some clarity, after maybe asking a lot of questions, and as far as who they were asking questions to or who you might have been asking questions to, I feel like it wasn't towards the right person. You might have explored and talked about this situation a lot, but was it with your person or was it with somebody else? You might have driven somebody else nuts talking about this connection, but I feel like there were a lot of questions around what might have happened, why you or your person might have been confused and felt like they were left in the dark. So it's like we need that light, that clarity. So this person really lacked a lot of clarity on what? Ace of Cups. So this might have been a situation where either this connection never got off the ground really, okay, even though there were feelings there, but it may not have ever gotten off the ground, or it never grew. It never went to the next stage or the next level. It's like you couldn't get past go with getting this relationship going, and it could have been, again, we weren't really clear. We've got two aces here. So I feel like that's about not getting past go. It feels like there was a connection acknowledged or it was mutually felt, but it's like it didn't go anywhere for whatever reason, okay? And it could be because, both of you saw each other as preoccupied or distanced or, working on something intensely and just forgetting about it. This could come down to, you thought it was your person's turn to call you because, let's face it, we do keep track, right? We kind of score keep in the beginning. You don't do that later on in relationship, but you do it in the beginning. It's like, well, they called me last time, I probably should call them this time. Or, I've called them twice. Ugh, I don't even feel like I can text them. It can be like that. They're definitely, there's the energy of desired communication here where that might have been the issue in the past, okay? But I feel like this was fairly new, or it got going for a little while and it just never grew. And it might have just kind of fallen off a cliff all of a sudden and you're like, what happened? Right? So let's see what we have over here. The plan. Knight of Swords. So the knights are about movement. This is about fast movement. Now, we know over here, I act sometimes and think later. I know I act sometimes, or act first sometimes and think later. So again, you might be dealing with an air sign. That's why I said air, in the past, because this feels very Knight of Swordsy to me, okay? Because Sometimes when we act first without thinking about it at all, things come out. We say things that we didn't think we were going to say. We didn't have a plan. You know, it kind of feels like this person wants to have a conversation, wants to talk about things, you know, and I feel like they're going to do it with more grace this time than maybe they did in the past, and that could apply to you as well. You might have felt clumsy about how you communicated something, or they might have felt clumsy about how they communicated something to you, or they weren't effective in their communication. Now, with Knight of Swords, that could still be the case, okay? That could still be the case that they trip over their words, that they seem awkward, you know, that they don't get it out. And with the Knight of Swords, while I feel like what will be communicated will be truthful, but is this person deeply connected to what's in their heart? Can they communicate exactly what's in their heart? This person might struggle, you know, connecting with what is, you know, truly in their heart. You might recognize this, you know, person by the fact that they might have struggled with that a little bit. So what else do we have here? Tower. So this communication, when this person reaches out, it might be unexpected. I feel like I just heard bad timing. So, you know, like this person is the type of person that's going to show up at, you know, 8:30 in the morning on a Sunday, or call you at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday night. I feel like it's going to be at a weird time, and it's going to feel inconvenient. So, you know, someone might show up when you have, you know, your pajamas on, or you're in the middle of just waking up, or you're, you know, in the middle of finishing up a project late during the week. It feels like bad timing. Like this person might have a sense of bad timing. This is going to be unexpected, this communication. But it's like, I feel like when this person, you know, gets it in their head, it's like they've got to take action immediately. It's like, okay, I know what I'm going to say. I've got to say it. I've got to say it now. It doesn't matter what's going on. Doesn't matter, you know, what time it is. I've got to get this out. So I feel like there's going to be an immediacy about them getting something out. All right, so let's see. What do we want to do next? Let's take a look at this. I act first sometimes and think later. 5 of Cups. So I feel like when they do this, right, what does it cause? It causes potential loss, sadness. It's almost like, I feel like this person feels a sense of sadness about something that they said, okay? And we have Cups here. So, you know, this person wants to talk about the 3 cups that have spilled over. Maybe even more than the 2 cups that are still standing in the 5 of Cups, the mutual connection between the 2 of you. It feels like they have an urgency to fix something. They have an urgency to, you know, talk about what went wrong. You know, and sometimes, you know, you might need to hear that. They might need to hear what you felt you did wrong. Sometimes we can't focus on the connection again or building something again. Focus on Ace of Cups again until we talk about what went wrong. I would say be careful how much you talk about what went wrong, or how much you might feel like you're waiting to hear something specific from this person before you can move on from it. That may not serve you, just so you know. If, again, this person I feel like has not the greatest timing, so you might not be in the mood to talk at that point. that might delay things, or really focusing on how things fell apart. It just doesn't feel productive to spend too much time on that. You know, this could be their desire to want to see forgiveness from you, or your desire to want to see forgiveness from somebody. And instead of talking about, you know, the plan, okay, which is, I feel like the desire, you know, I want to say what I see as a plan right now, which I feel like that's good energy, because that's about what's going to bring us together moving forward. This feels like we're backtracking to, you know, maybe a fight that we had, or something that went wrong here, or blame. That doesn't elevate our connection, that kind of brings it down. So if we're going to talk about the Two of Cups in the Five of Cups, great, okay? Or balance it with the Two of Cups. I think that's good. But if we're heavily focused on, you know, what went wrong, or whose fault it was, or blaming other people, you know, that's probably not as productive, and it won't feel as good either. All right, so let's see what this preoccupied card is about. And let's see what this card here, I see you are doing well. All right, so we have King of Swords. So again, a lot of swords energy, you know, air energy. This energy, the King of Swords, is about truth. Okay, this person, you know, might be seeing what they think the truth is. And again, you know, I'm strongly feeling like the perception may not be what the, you know, the actual situation is. This person, you know, I feel like, feels like they, on the one hand, they feel like they know the truth, and on the other hand, they feel like they need more clarity about what the truth is. So I do feel like this person has a lot of questions. A lot of questions about what? An ending. We've got Scorpio energy here. So this person really wants to know maybe why you fell off the face of the earth, or you want to know why they fell off the face of the earth. Maybe without, again, any real communication. And it might have been a mutual drop-off where the two of you just, you know, might have been scorekeeping. You both thought it was the other's turn to reach out or to text or whatever it is, and neither one of you did it. And then it's like a week went by, 2 weeks went by, 2 months went by, and suddenly you're like, what happened? Okay, and you might have assumed that somebody was preoccupied. Okay, they were dealing with something intense and they forgot about you. So I feel like there's the energy of having a lot of questions about, why did we end? You know, we had this, you know, this beautiful beginning going here. You know, we were feeling it. I thought we were feeling it. What happened? Right? So it's easier in a lot of ways, you know, to assume that somebody was preoccupied, or they just forgot about it. They were dealing with something that was very intense and required a lot of their attention, so they put me on the back burner. Well, I feel like that isn't exactly what happened. Okay, so what do we have here? I feel like this card here adds to that assumption. Five of Wands. I see you're doing well, and because I see that you're doing well, that makes me feel like I don't really know where you stand with me. I don't know where I stand with you. Right now, I feel like it could go either way. I feel like you could, all of a sudden show up, or I could never hear from you again. Like, it's completely up in the air. I'm happy for you on some level that things, are going well for you. But does that mean that your focus is off, potentially what we were trying to start at some point? Are you happy that there hasn't been any communication in the last however long it's been? It's like there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions here. So let's look at talkative. That's in the middle. And I feel like something went awry with what somebody said. Let's see what that could be. 9 of Cups. Okay. So 9 of Cups, that can be, wishes fulfilled, yes. But it can also be, your deepest sensual desires. You can see that happening. You can see that happening. And when we were in this Ace of Cups stage, did somebody talk about that a little bit more than the other person? Whoever is the big thinker here or has a lot of air in their chart was probably a little more uncomfortable with hearing that, and that might have scared somebody away a little bit, or might have made somebody pull back. And you're thinking, why would that be if they enjoy being with me, if they are attracted to me? Sometimes, our speeds are a little bit off, right? When we look at all of the knights have a different speed about how they move, okay? And some of the knights are masculine energy, some of the knights are feminine energy. Cups and Pentacles are feminine energy. Wands and Swords, masculine energy. So, if the feminine was seen as moving too quickly or saying something before it felt like the right time to the masculine, then that was perceived as masculine energy coming towards them, which a lot of times will make the masculine energy kind of pull back, because the masculine wants to be the one to choose the timing of things, typically, right? Emperor, divine masculine, control. Masculine energy wants to control the timing of things. Okay, so I feel like somebody here, and more than likely, it might have been the feminine, whoever the feminine is in this connection, might have spoke about moving things along, or the speed of the connection, or what their desires are in the connection, what they would consider, I feel like somebody was talking about their ideal situation. And when we do that, when we talk about our ideal situation, right, that other person that's listening, okay, is saying to themselves, well, can I do that? Can I meet that expectation? Is that going to work for me? Am I good enough to be with water sign? Am I going to be able to meet their expectations? It can be somewhat overwhelming, even though, you might not necessarily expect everything that you're talking about. And sometimes we talk about this without even knowing it. We talk about it in terms of what didn't work in the past, right? So, if you say, I was in a relationship, because a lot of times, I find that people talk about their past relationships in the beginning of a relationship or a connection. And suddenly they're talking about everything that didn't work in the past. And the other person is listening to this and saying, well, geez, I did that in my last relationship. You're literally giving your person, kind of a list of what your expectations are. And that's why a lot of people feel like first dates or first connections or whatever, feels more like an interview. So if you can keep your first dates feeling more about what's going on around you right now, or you do something that requires both of you to be active or participating in something and creating a memory instead of talking about either the future or the past, you're much better off. You're much better off doing that, because whether we're talking about what we want in the future or whether we're talking about what went wrong in the past, we're creating expectations for somebody that may or may not be ready to hear those expectations, especially in the beginning. Okay, so that could be, why things might have fallen off and nobody knows why. Okay, and I'm not saying that, masculines can do that too. Okay, they absolutely can. And you might have done that to each other, and that's why you feel like, who left who here? We don't know. We don't know who really decided not to pursue this. It might have been a mutual decision not to pursue it, or, it might have been a mutual feeling of, I got left. All right, so I'm reminded of you sometimes when I least expect it. 2 of Cups. So when this person sees your name or is reminded of you or some thought is brought to their mind, what do they think about? They think about the connection. They think about how they deeply connected with you, how they felt when they were around you. There was something about you that was memorable and made them feel good about themselves, might have made you feel good about yourself. So that's why, we might be questioning, what happened here. Because when I think about this person, or when you think about this person, it's like I still feel like there's a connection here. This feels like unfinished business. So there might be a place that this person drives by, or there's a movie that the 2 of you watched, or there's something that maybe you both ate sushi, and every time this person eats sushi, it's like they think about you. Or there's some number that reminds them of you, and they see it on a license plate every day, whatever it is. All right. So let's see. I feel like this is saying that meeting you was not in vain. And I feel, again, like this person has a positive and optimistic outlook. This might be the energy that you share. And again, this, right now, what's going on with all of the romantic energy, kind of revisiting something romantic that might not have come together the way you expected it in the past. It's like we're revisiting that energy a little bit. There's that romantic energy. And for some of you, this could be a brand new situation, okay? Indicated by Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, and it's kind of the same story. You might be going back and forth with whose turn it is to call, whose turn it is to text. Did I text too much? I only texted an emoji the last time. When you get caught up in that stuff, it doesn't matter. If you feel something and you feel like you want to call somebody or text somebody, go ahead and do it. Try not to keep score in the beginning because, you know, as you move through the connection or relationship, it isn't going to matter. You're going to you might call your person 4 times in that day because you want to talk to them about something, and nobody's keeping score at that point. So the score keeping in the beginning, it doesn't enhance the experience. Let's put it that way. So why is this person optimistic? And why were the two of you meant to cross each other's path? All right, we've got King of Cups. So this person holds deeper feelings for you than they have expressed. Okay, they do hold deeper feelings. They might have fallen in love with you on the first date, and that caused them to be awkward in their communication, right? Okay, sometimes I know I act sometimes and think later. All right, and we all do that from time to time. You know, this person might have, or you might have overexpressed your desires and ideals for connection and relationship, and you might have found yourself very talkative because you were very nervous around this person. But I feel like the feelings might have gone deeper than we initially expressed. All right, so let's see. Meeting you was not in vain. Wow. Queen of Cups. Look at that. So Cancer energy, Scorpio energy. Look at all of these cups, okay? There's a lot of emotion here. There's definitely a lot of emotion. And the two of you, the reason I feel like that, you know, meeting you was not in vain is because there's a serious soul connection here. Anytime the king and queen of a specific element, and not surprisingly, cups in this particular reading, in the water sign reading, that talks to a soul connection, and the way you're connecting is emotionally. Whether you're around this person or not, you are connecting emotionally. We also have card of Scorpio here, right? And we have the Two of Cups, and we also have the Five of Cups, where the Two of Cups lives, okay? You know, this, because of what somebody said, that person might be feeling some, you know, they're very focused on, maybe they didn't say it in the right way, they didn't say it the way they wanted to, they felt stupid after they said something, or maybe they felt like they said too much. They might have, but you know what? We all do that. It's better to be authentic and say too much than it is to, you know, walk around wearing a mask or pretending to be something that you're not. That's what I love, honestly, about water energy, is I feel like water energy can be extremely authentic. It's authentic because it comes from the heart. Okay? All right, so we've got a beautiful soul connection here, and both of you could be very optimistic and positive in your outlook. You might be a little bit dreamy right now because you feel this energy, Queen of Cups, King of Cups, just hovering around you, or you're kind of in that mode of connecting in your heart space. You might be weepy, you might be teary-eyed, you might be, you know, reminiscing about something that might have been lost in the past, and it needs to be revisited, because Five of Wands, we don't know what happened. We don't know where the other person stands. They don't know where we stand. We both might feel like the other one is preoccupied, and who knows what we feel they're preoccupied with. This, you know, here, I feel like it might apply to you, it might apply to your person, but I feel like we both have a lot of questions around why we're not together. Because we have Two of Cups here saying that we both feel the same way. We both have feelings of potential love, attraction, and connection. And this can also be soulmate. This is a soulmate card as well. And then we have King and Queen of Cups. So this could indicate that you are dealing with another water sign, or you're just connecting in that deep emotional energy. And sometimes when we're connecting in that deep emotional energy, right, it makes communication all the more difficult. Why? Because our heart is so deeply involved. Okay? All right, so let's end this deep reading, deep emotional reading, with a couple of Romance Angels cards. Whoops. All right, worth waiting for. We have divine timing is at work in your love life. So maybe there was a reason that the two of you just kind of stopped communicating, or, you know, this kind of fell off the face of the earth for what seems like no reason. It's because divine timing was at work in your love life. Something might have needed to been taken care of in either your life or their life. Something might have needed to be addressed in some way. You will know better than me when it comes to these cards. And then we have, look at, give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. I feel like this is a message for both of you, because I feel like both of you dropped the ball somewhere here, and it was because your heart was so deeply involved. Okay? All right. All right, water signs. There's your deep emotional reading for the Pisces moon. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time. All right? Thanks so much. Have a great Sunday. All right, bye.